Hello everybody, this is a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Happy Fragment Friday. Today we're looking at Pain's Lengthy Pure Defense in the Shining Darkness server. Lengthy? We'll be the judge of that. Apologies in advance for those reconnect-disconnect sounds in the background if they're coming through. This controller, for some reason, is really jumpy when plugged into my computer. For those of you unaware, I've been working through some controller issues since the old cheapo USB controller I had done died on me. So, there we are. Got a couple armor generals to start things off here because of course we do. Wouldn't be worthy of the name Pains without them, would it? Did get our buffs off though, and while I'm sitting here just kind of going through the damage cycle here on the armor generals, leading right into a Astro King. We haven't even hit a portal yet, and all the scary stuff is coming. But I do want to say links down below for the .hack network as well as NetSlum, the excellent how to set up and play Fragment guide, as well as a fantastic community there. NetSlum as well, the official lobby server site, home of the translation team and the coders who are making this game playable in 2022. Do just get through that Astro King, finally get to portal number 1 where we run into yet another Astro King, and we're going to be doing our best to keep some real distance between it this time. The Vulcan is hitting us for a ton, but that's because I like a Yutz and a Water Element Wave Master. However, the big issue is when it gets up close and personal, so we're going to be avoiding that if at all possible. Moving through this Twilight Desert field, hearing some heavy stomping in the background, so we've got all sorts of armor generals to work through here, 4 in total counting the Wandering Monster, and Shining Darkness certainly living up to its name. That name, of course, being the unfortunately nicknamed Ambush server. See, I really wanted to cut the corner there, and I knew it was a bad idea. At this point, just using Marrows for most damage per speed. Also, really hate when these things drop off. Somewhere along the way we lost one. Given the fact these 3 are grouped up, I'm going to assume these were the 3 out of the portal. Do get through them, and we're going to go ahead and reapply Rig Geem and Rig Same before we go much further. Also got a treasure chest, and with the way I've been popping through Artisan Souls here, and the occasional healing elixir, I better grab some loot. Inferno Strike, decent prize. Going to make my way back towards the portals here, full well assuming that at some point I'm going to be interrupted by a roving armor general. Doesn't seem that way though. Get to the portal safe, and lo and behold, it's more armor generals. Just how lucky can a kid get, right? Two Marrows in a crate, take down 1, and we are low on the old SP pool. Not surprising, we do not have the most ample supply of SP for a Wave Master of our level. But we do have enough to make things interesting. Certainly enough punching power to make it count. Still picking up solid 4s on those armor generals, that is good to see. With as long as this field's taking to clear out, I'm now very, very afraid of how long the lengthy part of the keywords in the dungeon will go. Another Astro King here, gonna back off just a skosh. Got caught in a little bit of an awkward dance as we moved a bit too far. That's what we wanted. We wanted that one-on-one casting battle because, again, Vulcan's a pain, but it's a pain we can survive. 6 experience. Pick up some Ono melons. Taking a look at our status page, we are fresh into level 86, just 57 experience in. This is that late part of the game where, the gains are minimal and the losses are tangible. Losing 1,000 here is going to take quite a while, especially as I don't find myself with the time or opportunities to play as much as I used to have, especially with my other characters. Really thought it was dead, was not dead, and that melee attack almost ended our run early. Always double check the numbers, kids. Don't go off the health bar. Pro tip by somebody who failed to do that. Another Astro King because the first 5 weren't enough fun. Big old elemental hit there, 2610, and as long as we keep rolling those, we'll be just fine. We are not just fine. Not only didn't get one there, but it just sort of walked right up and said, "What are you doing?" There's a 1305, not what we were looking for, but it does mean this has a pretty good chance of being a kill shot, and it is. 6 more experience to the better, just a few portals left out here in the wild. Also have a Spring of Mist, but I don't really have much I want to throw its way. Interesting. Get ambushed by a Psyche Vision. Much as I would love to sit here and switch spells, I am short on resources and terrified of more wandering monsters, so we're just going to go at this the old-fashioned way, just throw whatever's on the shortcuts. One thing about the Psyche Vision, it's a fairly tanky monster and very evasive of physical damage, but it will take magical damage. Does take a moment to get through those hit point totals because they are large. It's not the strongest hitter itself, though. So more than likely, if you found yourself surviving in a field with them on it, you've got more than enough punching power to just beat it. Just know it's not going to be the quickest victory. Unless, of course, you've got an Earth Magic spell set on a shortcut, in which case the world is your oyster and they are your chicken dinner. Sorry for mixing the food metaphors there. Big elemental hit. Get a protect break. Whew. I almost forgot the elixir last time out. That would have spelled doom as we got a quick double cast there on the Vulcan. Treasure chest behind, picking up some Afghans. And an Inferno strike. Also seem to be working through a bit of a sinus thing right now. I'll apologize for that right away. If my voice sounds, weirder than usual, that would be why. And if it doesn't, well, too bad. Now you know. Gonna switch to some Orvakram here. Probably the most mana-efficient spell to be dealing with the armor generals, truth be told. The only issue is it doesn't really lock them in place. But we can give that up for the sake of holding on to a summons. In fact, let's go ahead and see how long it takes to take out the Psyche Vision with Orvakram. Could actually cast this in fairly quick succession against it. And it's only at about half cost once you get through the SP regen going on during the casting animation. So yeah, we were nowhere near a full SP bar. And we were still able to take out the Psyche Vision rather handily and really not taking too much damage ourselves. One little portal to go. Once again, looking at the status page because it's a lot of sand to walk, and we've almost got 100 experience into this level. So yeah, kids, the grind, it is real. Speaking of real, another Psyche Vision. Let's see what's coming behind us. That is an Astro King, but it is an Astro King that very much met its sort of line of demarcation. It's not going to move further than that. We're just going to come around to the other side, though, just in case. May not track that Astro King down because we got places to go. We got a dungeon to clear. I certainly don't think I'm getting this video edited and sharpened up before I have to get to my other stuffs of the day, so it looks like an all-nighter for me, but that is all right. Grab Noble Grunty because Noble Grunty is a classic. I will make you this deal. Since we see the Astro King, I will go ahead like a Yutz and take it on. Instantly regret what I said because first Marrow's missed. And it seems to be walking right through them, keeping that melee range. That's 0 for 2 on a Fa level summons. That's a lot of SP to nowhere. Do finally hit, but not for an elemental hit. Just held on there. Big elemental hit keeping us in the running. One more Marrow's ought to do it, and it does. So the final Vulcan doesn't even land. Now that's taken care of. I think we've earned a ride on Snaky Grunty. Look at that guy. Probably my favorite Grunty for the Wave Master. Doesn't really give any tangible benefits to any class or another. I just like certain Grunties for certain characters. Into the dungeon we shall head. Okay, first floor. Big ol' hallway. Big massive hallway. Kind of hallway that you kind of wish I still had an active speed charm for. But that's okay, we'll be putting it back up here. And as always, reapplying our buffs right at the start of the floor so we know the timer is as fresh on them as reasonably could be. Also used a Night's Blood, because why not? More Psyche Visions, which means I could probably get rid of that Orvacrom and regret that when some Madame Niagaras show up the following floor. But I will do that after this battle. You know what? Let's do it now. Shortcut Orvacrom, change it out for Organzot. There we go. Take a little bit of punishment on the physical attack. And then come right back with an elemental hit. Only hit twice, still almost took it out. See, so much better. That is a much better gain of our 5 experience. Inferno Strike out of the chest, and on we shall go. See the stairs down at the very bottom, just off left of center. So we know this rightward path in the middle of the map is a dead-end path. One that yields us another Psyche Vision and another chance to do obscene amounts of damage with rocks coming up out of the ground. Because where else would rocks come from, really? Forecasts. That's how many shots it takes to get to the center of a Psyche Vision. I'm sure most of you will get that reference. And I'm sure we'll get another Psyche Vision right here. It's going to be running up at us from way away, and we just happen to start hitting it right at the edge of the targetable area, which means it's just not going to have much of a chance at doing too much. Gets a Juke Rom spell off on us, and that's about it. About as lackluster a battle as you could get. I don't even think we got a good visual there. Speaking of good visual, these sort of flesh dungeons have those weird, like, globule lights. Yet another Psyche vision. What we're lacking in diversity, we're making up for in poultry here. 422, not bad for base damage per hit, but those 844 elementals are what we're really after. Getting 2500 in on a hit with our cheapest spell SP-wise is kinda nice, not gonna lie. Do finally get out of the rut of Psyche visions, and it is regrettably with another Astra King. Now you may be wondering why I'm saying regrettably if I've beat so many of these, and the answer is, if you faced them, you know they're never fun, and if you haven't faced them yet, they're never fun. As my controller once again reconnects, not the greatest experience to have in the middle of battle. Pick up a couple treasures here. Still a couple portals to go here in this branch before we make our way down. Get back on the Psyche Vision train, and we're cool with that, especially since I didn't realize Rig Geem and Rig Same wore off. So we're just hoping for all of the elemental hits we can muster. Didn't get one there, so this is going to be kind of close. Still enough for the kill. And there, as you could see, we didn't even have enough to reapply Rig Geem. Not a huge deal there, but at level 86 you kind of expect to be regenning a bunch. Also, why I find it so important, all of my card 1 characters actually have it. Actually, right now I think Wee-T is the only one that doesn't have Rig Geem and Rig Same. So, you know, having those little buffs, huge. Sadly, since we don't have Orvac Rom on a shortcut, we don't really have a mana-efficient way of disposing with the armor generals, and I am not reckless enough to sit there and try and change shortcuts against paper shredders. So, we will take them out here, use our summons, just brutalize our SP pool, and get rewarded with a couple treasures. As you can see, we're popping Stealth Blades. Doesn't mean a whole lot to most, but to some, it's a very exciting thing, and means quite a bit for our potential statue chest at the end. For me, it just means money, but if you're playing a Twin Blade, those are a fantastic weapon to have. Got a status effect on them. I believe Muley. I'll check it out here in a sec, because there's no point in me bringing it up if I'm not at least going to be nice enough to pull up all of the fun bits and doodads. First, we got to take care of that Psyche Vision, taking a look at Stealth Blades. Oh, Suvile and Moominlight. I believe that is, yeah, Paralyze and Sleep. Fantastic there. And, you know, having your choice of status effects is a really, really useful tool. One, when trying to just handle difficult enemies, a good deal of them can be handled with one status or another. Or helping out in parties, especially when one person's maybe a little lower in level. Being able to incapacitate a monster sort of slows that clock down and allows them to get their hits in at their leisure. Floor number 2 now. First portal yields us a Psyche Vision. We are happy to see that in a short room. Not so much because we're happy to see the Psyche Vision, but because we would be far less happy to see anything else with no room to maneuver. Now that I've said a sentence that will potentially jinx us into the adjoining room, where we are jinxed, and I hit the wrong spell. just did stay alive there. And now it's time to use our summons like silly. Don't like those misses. Okay, down both near death. And a lucky break for us. By rights should have been killed after that missed Organzot. Not so much that it's missed, but it's going to be single target 99% of the time. There is a slight chance for splash damage on those spells, but the enemies literally have to be on top of each other. Pick up an Inferno Strike. We're going to ignore the breakable objects, but again, if you're looking for antidotes or restoratives or perhaps the potion strength of choice that the dungeon will drop, those are going to be what you're going to break, as well as those little elemental affinity items that you could trade in offline with specific NPCs for some really neat items. Picking up some burning oil, that's this one since it's a fire field. More Inferno Strike. And more Armor Generals. Ha! This time I remembered. No Orvacron. This time we got a 3-piece to deal with. Moving a little bit away, and now a lot of it away. Decided to wait a sec, make sure we caught both generals with that Marrows, and that will be enough for the twin killing. Stealth Blades and an Inferno Strike. Everybody's favorite duo, since I just told you it was. Final portal of the floor, more Armor Generals, oh happy, happy. Not going to mess around, just kind of want to get rid of that one. If we can get rid of that one Armor General, make it a one-on-one battle, we're fine there. Throw a Lancier at it and an Organzot, just in case it missed, like it did. Down to 150, and the second Organzot will be enough for the kill. Lancier, reliably unreliable. That's 2 floors in the books, though, so on to 3 we go. Third floor brought to you by no sponsor in particular. Just throw an item here and pretend they like me. First room past the stairs up. I was going to say it's peaceful, but then a golden egg was yapping at us right out of the gate, so we just picked that sucker up, so we had to stop hearing it say its own name and bounce. More Armor Generals, more fun. Again, keeping distance, because distance is literally the only thing keeping us alive. I did refer to Armor Generals earlier as paper shredders, and what you do not understand is even at a high level, Wave Master Physical Defense may as well be tissue paper. Picked up more Stealth Blades. Again, happy to see that because that means we survived. Next portal up. More Armor Generals. This one looks like a solo job, though, so we're not in too big a problem. Just gotta keep hitting. And as long as we keep doing that, everything's gonna work out fine. 4 more experience for us. Good guys sort of by default. Astro King in a tiny, okay, not the tiniest room, but it's smaller than I'd like to be. We were nice enough to have it run the whole way to the back, and then we were out of range, so kind of gotta keep dancing around. Gotta keep finding our range, too. Never fun. Eventually it got tired and just threw a Vulcan our way. Now that we're in a casting battle, could safely hold our ground for a second and let Marrows do what Marrows does. Take out the Armor King, get a bonus chest to boot. Looks like a potential statue chest over there off to the left. First we gotta check this bottom route and see if it's a dead end. And it is not. So we got duped. Got the old okey doke. Thought we were okay through 3 floors. Not gonna lie, I think we would have had just enough to get through with an elemental hit there. Either way, it took an extra cast. Not sad about that. Since we know there is more dungeon to go after this 3rd floor, we'll come back up and clear this left fork. Another Psyche Vision. Good time for us to reapply buffs after this battle, as they just ran out on us as we started combat. There you see it, just not enough SP to finish the battle out without an Artisan Soul. More Stealth Blades acquired. Next room. More Armor Generals. Apparently just the one. Looked like 2 right away, but I was sort of half looking away as the portal opened, so. Check out this room here, which again looked a little like a statue room. In here you've just got an Inferno Strike and a Burning Oil in one of the corpses. Little bit more dungeon to take care of here on floor number 3, and then it's off to 4. Just one more portal, but it's in another little tiny room. And it is thankfully another Psyche Vision. Really mellow lighting this entire time, both field and dungeon. Nothing really dynamic. Gonna have to work my magic on this thumbnail, and by that I mean use the Windows default editing settings, because if it's technologically advanced or a better program, chances are I don't know how to use it. But I would say the Windows tools work fine. That's floor 3 in the books. And hey, we got that one in just as the speed charm expired. So unless this is a big giant hallway, and it's a medium-sized one, so you're not too bad, we won't be in too terrible a shape for floor number 4. Question is, will this be the magical final floor? Moving into the first portal room, one of those 4-way intersection dealies, and we've got another lone armor general. Yep, did twist around just to make sure it was alone. A very paranoid move, but again, just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean I'm wrong. Already see his stairs down, so we're getting 5 floors of fun here at least. Another lone armor general. Good thing these guys have decided to isolate for a while. Not gonna lie, they're not so pleasant in groups. Yet another sentence that will probably come back to haunt me next room. Making our way up to said room. Gonna take the portal from the side here. No, it's an Astro King. Those only appear in ones because they're giant. I mean, our Wave Master is a tall boy, and he stands about little spike high on the Astra King. It's really weird to try and name Astra King Anatomy. Did finish it off. It got a couple heavy hits on us, though. Picking up some burning oil and avoiding a golden egg. Now it's time to take a look on that right side fork. No, right side fork isn't the way down. Sort of interesting how that one was laid out. Almost looks like it could have intersected. Inferno Strike and Stealth Blades. A winning combination, if ever there was. Portal smack dab in the middle of this room, and it's a Psyche Vision, so we'll go ahead burn ourselves a Marrows there as we set up for our usual repetition diet of Organzot, 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 and Organzot. Those Earth spells brought to you ironically by Juke Cruz. Juke Cruz, join me, chuck a tree. Another Astra King here, and we're just going to keep throwing ice cubes at it till it goes away. Also going to back up each and every damn time we cast. You'll notice I'm pausing every time it pops a Vulcan up, and I don't think I have lethal damage. Because I don't want to run myself in that situation where I'm stuck in a casting animation at low health and it manages to squeeze off another spell or attack. Sometimes defensively is the only way to play. Which is a little weird saying I'm going hyper aggro with big damage spells. Did just happen to catch that my buffs wore off, so we'll go ahead and reapply those before we run into that portal. Larger room saving our bacon here. Especially against two armor generals, just go ahead and let them bounce off the walls, come back to the middle, and let the trifecta do their dirty work. Crake first, then Lancier, then Marrows. Now it's down to a one-on-one, and we will Organzot. 2 times should do the deal. Didn't see us missing 3 times with that spell. 1 more portal to clear out in the 4th. And it's a treasure chest. One thing's for certain, we are being well compensated for our peril. On to floor 5. And again, taking a look at the status screen, we've actually moved up to 255 experience. So as daunting as the field was, it does seem like we're coming across those numbers rather readily here in the dungeon. Floor number 5. And already see the stairs down for 6. So again, no joke on the lengthy keyword. If you're playing in Shining Darkness and you're looking for quite an adventure, lengthy is the word to go. Treasure chest to open up the action. A little bit of risky business yields us yet more stealth blades, and into the adjoining room we go. Medium-sized dead-end corridor. With an Astra King, that may very well be a dead end to our hit points if we aren't careful. Casting battle, not such a bad thing. Is when it walks right through our Marrows, though. There we go. Turn around and actually get 2 off before it can act. Backpedal, fire off a 3rd, Elemental hit takes care of it before the second Vulcan can land. That's about as good as an Astro King battle is going to get in a room that narrow. Going to go to the other side, take out this left fork. Got a sizable room with a portal right quick and in a hurry, yielding us a Psyche vision that we could just go ahead and pick off with large rocks. See a treasure room there at the end. I'm just going to take a couple steps to verify that it is in fact a dead end, as I suspect, and if it is, I'm just going to skip it entirely. Yep. Not going to skip that chest, though, as it's another Inferno strike. Got 2 more portals here. Yet another fake statue room, taunting us as ever. Time to just spam Marrows, as we've got 2 armor generals in very close proximity, and missing a casting time would probably spell our doom, as they'd get right in and take care of us. Even with that missed Marrows, just enough time to take out the second general. Picking up more stealth blades there. Almost took the stairs down prematurely. Actually get a couple of fake statue rooms from the looks of it there. I typically call any of those little rectangle rooms that look like the God statue room a fake statue. Again, just survived a rare moment where the summons did not grab both generals. The summon spells typically do have a larger range of targeting than most other spells, so that and overall damage is why I typically go with them. Multi-target spells that have a very broad reach. Plus, I mean, use it if you got it, right? Actually running 2 staves here to have all 6 elemental summons, but it's safe to say I am not on my A game today, and it is not worth a level to me to play subpar. Another Inferno strike as we wrap up the 5th. Over before I realized it, honestly. For a moment there, I just about said 4th. But that is 5 in the books, meaning we will be moving on to floor number 6. Time to reapply these buffs. First portal of the 6th floor is going to give us, well, it's going to give us the news that there will be a 7th floor as we see the stairs down right beneath it. There we go. That should take care of one of them. Was hoping for 2, but I didn't really see if everything hit as it should. Second one goes down on a pair of Marrows, and the third Marrows gets rid of the third. It's a lot of work for 12 experience, but again, that's high-level Fragment. Free treasure there gives us an Inferno strike and a chance to go a little deeper into floor number 6 here, where we get more armor generals. Because you just can't get enough, can you? I can. Weird mess on that one. It missed the targeted one. And now we just have 1 armor general remaining. Do believe we'll be able to take care of it handily with that crake. Some say overkill. I say enough kill. Yeah, that was definitely enough kill. Got some topside rooms we'll check out here on the right side of the map. first one, a big ol' sideways T portal in the middle, giving us a Psyche Vision. Remember when this was the only thing we saw for 5 rooms to open? There are certain, snack companies that probably remember. Once again, not sponsored. Would be thrilled if I was. There's a Psyche Vision down. Shame we never really got to know it. One more portal here topside. Again, I'm going to skip that top treasure room because there's just no point in grabbing it. We're making more than enough money, and time is of the essence more with each floor. I enjoy a good 10 floor as much as the next person, but if that is the case, I'm going to try and put it in a more digestible manner than me just walking around going, gee gosh golly, that is a lot of treasure. Gee, gosh golly, that is another Inferno strike. See, that wasn't worth it at all. Worst thing of it is, I know after all of these portals are cleared, we still have to backtrack the whole way to the bottom left of the floor. Next portal. Just a treasure. This one of the risky variety, which means it is once again Stealth Blades. Leaving the Golden Egg alone. And grabbing ourselves a battle with an Astra King without Rig Game. Got to be very careful on our levels here. Elemental should get us close. Did not get the Elemental. Definitely got a pause there. And now we should have it down. No! Another failed Elemental hit, and that is a problem. It did beat us to the punch on the cast, but we did manage to take it out. So we actually have time to cast Fall Repth. Next portal. 2 Armor Generals. For whatever reason, we curiously keep missing the targeted Armor General. Now we got them both in line, but we're out of SP, so it's time to back up a step and then resume. Magical accuracy just not being what it should right now. Do take care of what we need to, though. And now it's time to move to floor 7. Seem to be stuck here a little bit. Hoping this isn't a disconnect. It's a disconnect. Well, folks, that's a bummer. That is an absolute bummer. Fortunately, I won't lose what I got in there, as it was a disconnect on the server side. Unfortunately, that is where this is going to end. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw of the run, and maybe somewhere down the line I will revisit and run this to completion. Maybe you're of a level where you feel like you're able to run it yourself. If you do, let me know how it goes. In the meantime, this has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Thanking you for watching. Take care. We'll see you around.